What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Normieville. So, during this video, I want to talk about the relationship that Shannon Sharpe has with one Skip Bayless. Now, their relationship, at least on air, has seemingly taken a big hit. Now, you probably remember a few months ago during the Damir Hamlin situation on the field, the tweet that Skip Bayless put out talking about how they postponed the game and the playoffs and all that, which there was a little bit of validity to that. At the same time, while it was maybe insensitive, that's another story. And then, of course, before that, you had the spat they had on air concerning Tom Brady, and Skip Bayless completely disrespects Shannon Sharpe's career while defending Tom Brady's lengthy career, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so Shannon Sharpe in an interview talks about how their relationship is very strained at this point. I want to talk about it. So let's get into the article here. Now, this article comes from the New York Post. This is of February 23rd, 2023, and it says, Shannon Sharpe admits he's not close with Skip Bayless, quote, bad 2 months. Now, in this article, he will not specify what 2 months are bad, but he will say that they have had a string of bad times in the last, or say in 2 months. He doesn't specify what 2 months, but I'm sure you guys out there, the listeners of this video, pretty much will know what he's talking about. So let's read and see what Shannon Sharpe had to say. It says here, the tension between Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless isn't just for television. The co-host of FS1's Undisputed went through a rough patch recently and eventually came face to face to work out their differences, Sharpe said Wednesday on the Sirius XM, quote, the Adam Sheen's podcast, so I'm saying it correctly, adding that the pair aren't close outside of the show. Quote, we had a bad 2 months, Sharpe said when asked how he would characterize his relationship with Skip Bayless. Now, quote, I wasn't going to allow 2 bad months to ruin 6 years of a great working relationship. Now, I have watched Undisputed since the inaugural show, and I must say, their chemistry, at least on air, seems to be the best to me. Now, I also watched Undisputed when it was Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith before Skip left the show. And to me, Skip is a very good debater. He also, in my opinion, makes the pair very great because you have Shannon Sharpe, which is a Hall of Fame athlete, NFL player. He has the experience of an athlete, and you have Skip Bayless, who is, I would argue, a Hall of Fame, a debater, a writer, co-host, all-around sports guru, right? He's not an athlete, but he knows a lot about the sport, and he's tied into a lot of important people in the sport, much like Stephen A. Smith. But Skip Bayless has, in my opinion, been a little arrogant on his show. Now, mind you, it's Undisputed for a reason. It's Skip and Shannon, not the other way around. This is Skip's show, but without Shannon, I bet you that this show will end up like it will end up much like First Take is, where it's just Stephen A. Smith versus everybody else. So it says here, Sharpe did not reveal the cause of the friction between the two, nor did he share exactly when the 2 bad months occurred. Things did appear to reach a boiling point between the two in January when Skip Bayless came under fire for a tweet about the Bills' safety Damir Hamlin. Bayless complained about the Bills-Bengals Week Game 17 being postponed due to Hamlin's suffering cardiac arrest on the field. We all saw that. That was pretty horrific. We do not know what the cause that is. Damir Hamlin did have an interview where he declined to explain why his injury on the field occurred. But in any case, we all saw it, and it was gruesome. So let's read a little bit more, then I'll give my opinion. Says here, we have a great working relationship, Sharpe said. Skip and I are not as close as Skip and Stephen A. Smith because Stephen A. came from the same background as Skip does. They did things together. They hung out together. I'm more of a homebody. I'm more of a loner. I'm to myself. If Skip likes you, Skip wants to hang out. He hangs out with Stephen A. Most of the time, it's just me and my dogs in my home. Now, Shannon Sharpe is single. He has dated a couple girls here and there, but Shannon Sharpe, it seems like he mostly stays to himself in his home. He's a bachelor and he likes it that way, which is understandable. Skip is seems a little bit more outgoing, and him and Stephen A. Smith, I believe that they probably vibe even just as much off the air as they did on the air. Says, I think it helps our relationship on air that we are not close. Sharpe continued, he doesn't know what I'm thinking and doesn't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what he's thinking and I don't know what he's going to say. So I think it helps us television wise. It might have hurt our personal relationship, but I definitely think it helped our on-air relationship. So for me, we had a bad 2 months. We got in the room and worked it out. We realized that we were better together than apart. And we just made sure that, look, we're going to color between the lines. Now you can think of that statement what you will, that we're going to color between the lines. I believe what that means is that even though we're not friends per se, we're still going to keep this professional for work. So here's what I think. Now I think while they had a bad 2 months, and I believe the bad 2 months was the last couple of months because of the Damar Hamlin tweet and because of the Tom Brady little spat they had on air, the disrespect in my opinion. But a lot of you out there, you are normies like myself, you understand that you work with this person every day, okay? And the last thing you probably want to do is hang out with this person off the air or outside of work. Me, myself, I work 6 days a week. I see the same people every day for 10, 11, 12 hours a day. And sometimes I don't want to see them outside of work. But it doesn't mean that when I'm at work, we're not the best of friends. We kick it, we understand each other, we work well together. You know, we think the same. But I don't hang out with them outside of work very much. And it's not to say that we're not cool, but I mean, you understand the dynamic, right? For most of you normies out there, you understand that dynamic. And I believe that's what Shannon Sharpe is echoing, the same sentiment, that they work very well together on air. And because they don't know each other, it works in their benefit on the air, in my opinion. But I also think that Skip Bayless probably needs to tone it down a bit as far as his arrogance on air, because I believe it got the best of him, especially with the Tom Brady thing. Not necessarily with the Damar Hamlin thing, but he stood his ground there too. But more so when he talked about Shannon Sharpe not being in the NFL as long as Tom Brady and kind of downplaying his Hall of Fame career. That was disrespectful, and I probably would have checked him on that too. So that's my thoughts on that. So y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. I'm done talking about it. Again, thank you for attending another episode of Normieville. I'm just a normie trying to bring you the news and sports, entertainment, and politics. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button on your way out if you're not subscribed. And I'll see you on the next video.